Kyle Boehm here, and I'm going to show you the submission that I hit at CJI over the weekend.
Here it is.
Quite free.
Oh, that is on. That is on. That is on.
My opponent and I wound up in 50-50 with his secondary leg going across my center line to my opposite hip right here. So I like to get this position for a multitude of reasons. Number one, it gets his secondary leg out of the way so that it can no longer run interference with my heel hook dig. Number two, it turns his body the direction that his leg is going, which helps facilitate heel exposure on the primary leg. And number three, I can also hit some attacks on this leg as well, mainly the inside heel hook. My opponent is doing a good job hiding his heel, and it's very shallow as well. When I try to get a heel hook dig, it ends up being over the meaty, soft part of my upper forearm right here. So it's really not ideal braking mechanics that I get against this opponent. 50-50 in general has pretty poor braking mechanics, and the reason being is that my knees, they're pointing in the same direction that I'm going to take the heel hook. Normally what you want to do is you want to have your knees pointing in the opposite direction that the heel hook is going. That way you get opposing forces. Think about two contact points on a piece of paper. You pull them in different directions and you get a tear of the paper. Same thing with a heel hook. I want my knees to be pointing one direction, taking his upper leg that direction, and I want my heel hook to be being pulled the opposite direction. So with 50-50, you don't get that. The knees and the heel hook go the same direction. So that's why the brakes from 50-50 aren't very good. With that being said, I'm still gonna attempt to break him right here because I do have the leg crossed. I do have decent heel exposure, but I end up getting the heel on the soft, meaty part of my forearm. So it's far from ideal right here. In addition to this, his secondary leg, it runs interference with my ability to get this elbow tight to my body. Whenever I have a heel hook, I want to pull both my elbows tight to my body. I'm just taking all of the slack out of the lock. So he prevents me from doing that with his second leg right here. So everything is far from ideal with this brake. I've got a soft braking fulcrum and I'm not able to take all the slack out of the lock. But even with these things, I'm still gonna try to finish him. I'm gonna go belly down with it. We ended up rolling, and as we go belly down is where I actually get the brake right here. I want to keep my hands nice and high when I'm going for the finish right here. I want to try and shrug my shoulders over, and I want to have as minimal distance as possible between my chin and the heel hook and my grip right here. So we start to go belly down. I'm trying to keep nice high hands right here. Up near my chin, I'm shrugging everything over. And as I shrug, I'm gonna extend my upper body. So it ends up being a break in the ankle. As I said, 50-50 heel hooks aren't the best braking mechanics. But going belly down with a heel hook or with an Achilles lock is gonna be decidedly more devastating of a lock. So when I did go belly down with it, I was able to get a sufficient enough break on his ankle to get him to tap.